Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining in. I know it's still a few more minutes before the session gets started, so we will wait our time before starting. In the meantime, Akhila, Chaitanya, Ashok, thank you for joining in. Ashok, just wanted to check that your audio and visual, everything is working.
Yeah, thank you, Nuria.
Great, great, perfect,
Yeah,
perfect. So we'll get
thank
started in a couple of minutes. We'll let the students start trickling in and then we'll get started.
yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining. We are going to wait a few more minutes since we do know there are some students who are about to join in. So while we wait for a couple of more students to join in, feel free in the chat to post your name, which college you are from, what specialization or degree you are completing, just for us to get to know you better and for our evaluators as well to get to know you better. So feel free to post your information in the chat. We will get started in a few minutes. Hey, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining in today for our AI mentoring session with the FRT team. We will get started, and I know that students are still trickling in. But for those of you who are just joining in, or you know some of your friends who will be joining in a little later, we are recording this session. So after the session ends, we will be posting this recording on our Future Ready Talent playlist on YouTube. So you will also have access to this session afterwards as well. But in the interest of time, I do want to get started. Um, to begin off, we have a couple of announcements that I would like to bring to your attention and updates that have happened on the FRT platform. I'll just walk you through some of the updates that have happened, share with you a couple of ground rules for today's session, and then I will hand it over to our mentor who will be conducting the session for us today. So just one request before I get started on the announcements. I would request all of you to please stay on mute. Only unmute yourself when and if any team member has asked you to unmute. We will have a question answer section after our mentor completes his presentation. But in the meantime, you can always put your question and answers in the chat as well. And and the rest of the team will get to those particular questions as well. Just to introduce ourselves, my name is Nuria, and I'm part of the Future Ready Talent team. Along with me, I have Vaishnavi, Akhila, and Chaitanya. All of us are part of the overall Future Ready Talent program and making sure that your experience is as smooth as possible. So, a couple of announcements and changes that have recently happened on the FRT platform. The first and most major announcement has been that Future Ready Talent has now officially embraced the AI field. We will be, what does that exactly mean? So, while we have sent out communications as well to students to let you all know exactly what does this entail, I'm just going to essentially brief you on what that means for you as students. So, starting 20th of November, which was this past Monday, essentially all students who will be submitting their projects for the first time need to include a mandatory AI service in their FRT project. So, for those of you who already know, the Future Ready Talent program requires an end component, which is the project, which is a requirement for you to get your internship completion certificate. This project earlier used to require you to use at least two Azure core services. The update that we have now made is that you need to use at least one AI service as well as two core Azure services, which means a total of three Azure services need to be used in your project. For students who have not yet submitted their project and will be submitting for the first time, for you, the AI service component is a mandatory field, and you need to add an AI service to your project. For the students who are doing any resubmissions, for you, the AI service field is an optional field, and you can continue to resubmit your project as you had as per our older guidelines. In order to encourage students to start thinking and utilizing AI services in their project, we are running a limited time promotion in which we're offering Microsoft branded t-shirts will be awarded to the first 1,000 students whose projects are approved for utilizing a valid AI service. So in order for you to receive a Microsoft branded t-shirt, you need to be one of the first few thousand students who submit their project, get it approved, and also successfully have an AI service in your project as well. So this promotional campaign started 20th of November onwards. This promotional campaign is applicable to both resubmissions as well as first-time project submissions. Just a caveat for that, the discretion of these t-shirts is based on our evaluator team, as well as the final decision rests with the Future Ready Talent team. So terms and conditions do apply. With that, I'd like to get started with our AI mentoring session. So for those of you who are joining us and repeated audience, you would know that we've been conducting these special AI mentoring sessions for all of you so that you can learn and gain more knowledge in terms of how to utilize an AI service in your project now that it is a mandatory field on the Future Ready Talent platform. We will continue to have these AI mentoring sessions held every Wednesday from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m., along with our mentor on the call as well. Just an announcement, we also have a session tomorrow, especially for all of you, which will be essentially an FRT office hours, open office hours session from 5 to 6 p.m. And information and communication for that has already gone out to all of you. You can drop in anytime you want all of your questions related to the platform, any processes, any evaluations. Our FRT team will be available on demand for you for that entire 1 hour. So do feel free to drop in at any time for tomorrow's office hour session. With that, I'd like to introduce and hand it over to our mentor who would be conducting today's session. Today we have on call with us Ashok Kumar Pandey, who is a seasoned Microsoft certified trainer and has over 15 years of experience on Microsoft certifications. He is an abundant knowledge pool for all of you. He has expert training on how to deliver AI services in projects and has expert knowledge in terms of what you can also then utilize for your own FRT projects. Um, so without waiting, Ashok, I would like to hand it over to you. So please go ahead. And students, just again, just to re-emphasize, please remain on mute. If you have any questions, we will get to you in the question and answer round and ask you to unmute. But otherwise, you can always drop your questions in the chat. And myself, Vaishnavi, Akhila, or Chaitanya from the FRT team will get to your questions. So with that, over to you, Ashok, please.
Thank you, Nidia, for introducing me. And let me just share my screen.
Sure.
So just let me know. I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, it's visible.
Great. Thank you, everyone, for joining our today's session. So today's session is about extracting data by using our document intelligence service, which was formerly known as form recognizers. Form recognizer. This was the formerly name, but now the name has changed to document intelligence. Document intelligence. Guys, the question is, you may have different type of documents. For example, you have invoice. You may have some kind of receipt, or you may have some kind of purchase order. You may have some kind of ID. You may have some kind of business card. Business card. So, how you will extract the informations from these documents? So today we are going to discuss about this, the method. We are going to use one of the Azure based AI service, which is actually part of cognitive service. So we are going to discuss about the OCR, OCR. So this is optical character recognitions. So now for this you need to have your Azure. You need to have Azure subscription. You can go with the free one, or you have, if you have your paid, whatever, but you need the Azure subscription for this. So now I have already logged into my Azure portal. So as you can see, my account is here. So I have logged in. Now, first of all, you need to search for Azure AI services. So, if you search, here you have document intelligence. Now, you need to create your service. So, first of all, when you come here, create document intelligence, you need to make sure that you have selected your appropriate subscriptions, and then you need to create the resource group. Resource group is container where all our resources resides. You need to specify the locations where you want to host your resource, and then you need to specify unique name. Name cannot be duplicate. It's a unique name worldwide. So you have to specify a unique name over here. So for me, I am going to use a unique name. For example, CRE, which is part of the create, the first three character of create. And then I say doc, which is document. And I say IN, which is intelligence. So, but in production, you will use a specific name for your, okay. And then we have to select our pricing tier. Pricing tier, we have two type of pricing tier over here. One is F0, like you can see the standard S0, standard S0, or you may see F0. F0 is free. So I have a standard. So I am going with that one. And then I say create. Now validation is successful. Now I need to click on the create options, and it will take 1 to 2 minutes to perform complete this task. So my deployment has been successfully submitted, and deployment is in progress. So it takes 1 to 2 minutes maximum to complete this task. As you can see, this is the name that we have selected for our resource. Now our task is completed. Now, if I go to the resources, what we have is we have key and endpoint. Guys, as you know that this is my portal, Azure portal. Now you may have different different languages. You may use different languages for creating your uh, project. You can use C, you can use Python, you can use Java, JavaScript. So you may use different languages, but whenever you create, you need this key and the endpoint. For example, if I go here, like here, you see this first, let me show you. This is my one document. As you can see that it has some informations like the date, address, phone number, the item, cost. So this is a document. Now, guys, if you think to pull these informations, what the technology we have currently is the manual process. We need to type, we need to write. Okay, but with the help of form recognizer or document intelligence service, which is Azure cloud-based AI service, part of cognitive service can extract these informations much more faster and easier, time savings, which will help us to process any of our future demands easily and faster automations. So now what I am going to do is I am going to use Azure Cloud Cell, Azure Cloud Cell, which is cloud based. Okay, so you can use the Azure Cloud Cell. Now you have to specify the locations of your GitHub account or your storage, everything. You need to upload, you need to link so that it will upload your data. If you have your local, you can simply upload your data. You can upload your data. And now I have already those done those things previously to save some of our times. So the moment I run this, what it did is it loads my informations, it opens my informations over here. Enable. Now, if I go here, I have some codings. This is a PowerShell coding. So you can use your Python, you can use your C, or you can use Java. So you can use different languages, scripting languages, to create your project. Now, what we need is we need our key, we need our endpoint. Now you can see here that we have our key and we have our endpoint. So you need to copy this one and you have to enter this here. And then you have to copy this one, and now so we just copy paste our key and our endpoint here. Now what it is going to do is it's going to use. Now I'm going to save these informations and I need to specify a name. PS1 is the extensions for PowerShell script. And now I'm going to close this one. So if you want to see, this is the coding that we have used. Okay, so we are going to use our translator, our cognitive service, and now I just going to close this editor, and here I am. Now what I need to do is I need to now go inside our script, the script uh, which is already I have uploaded and I show you. So that script I need to run. So once I will run that, then it will extract the informations from my this image, this image. So what I have to do is to first run our code. So to run the code, I'm going to see the document which the folder which I have already uploaded, and then the I have to run the script. I have to run the script. So now this script will extract all these informations within a second. See this. This is what? It become your data. So, how long did it take to extract the data from invoice, from your any ID, any kind of ID, or any kind of any text-based handwritten or typed documents? Generally, what we do is we write some informations. We write some informations on a paper. On paper, and then what we do? Either we scan it, we scan, we scan, and then the hard copy, which is hard copy change into or convert into soft copy. Soft copy. But can we extract the content from that soft copy? No. So there are a lot of different scenarios in which this AI tool can help you to perform your task much faster, easier, and you can use some automated tool to process your task faster than before. You know, the pandemic that we have passed, uh, the corona is, I don't think anyone is going to forget. Now at that time, think what had happened. There was millions of requests from different people in different region, different locations for for their claim. Like you can say different type of insurance claim they had made. Now think, there are millions of insurance document that the insurance company had to process for the claim settlement. What was the process they had applied? Manual. They open each and every document manually. They use some kind of some operators who used to perform data entries. Now see what happened. Millions of claim settlement, and how many people were there at the respective offices to enter those or process those forms. You will understand it's quite time consuming process. Now AI tool, which is document intelligence, formerly known as form recognizer tool of Azure cloud based, you can use to extract those information much more quicker, easier, and you can process this kind of requested much more easily and faster. Now, if we talk about document intelligence, document intelligence. So document intelligence is Document intelligence, Doc Intel, Doc Intel is a cloud-based cognitive service. It is a cloud-based cognitive service. The main purpose of the cognitive service is to extract the data. Extract data. Extract data from different type of image-based documents, images. It uses part of machine learning. Machine learning. So it actually uses machine learning. Now you can extract the data, you can analyze the data of different type. You can have different type of documents. It can be of you can say PDF. It can be PDF. It can be table. It can be table. Or even if you have picture, images. If you have handwritten document, even it can extract the data from there. Not only handwritten, even if it is typed data, some type. So you can use it. You can use this. So by using document intelligence service, you can extract and you can analyze the data from different documents, which can be handwritten data, which can be typed data, or PDF documents, or the tables, or the images. Now, when we talk about AI service, there are actually, these are compute vision service. These are compute vision. It is actually, you can call it as a knowledge mining. You can call it as knowledge mining. Knowledge mining. Knowledge mining is what? Knowledge mining means extract your informations from your document. As I told you here, extract data, extract. And this is our topic even, extracting data from form using document intelligence. So what we are doing actually, we are actually performing knowledge mining task. It can be done in large volume. So you might have heard about unstructured data. So these are all unstructured example of unstructured data. These are all example of unstructured data. So knowledge mining help you extract your informations from the unstructured data. Knowledge mining is simple extracting data. Now, cognitive AI, this is what? This is actually our service. Knowledge mining service. Cognitive service of Azure is our knowledge mining service. Now, there are different utilities available, or the models available. Built-in capabilities are provided when you use AI services. It can help you process your images, or even it can help you extract content from different type of unstructured data. Now, if we talk about we have form recognition. In our coming sessions, we will discuss about these topics also. What is object image classification, object detections. Today we talk about this optical character recognizers. So how it recognize the different characters, we saw that one. Now we, with the help of our this document intelligence, we can extract, as I told you, that we can extract our informations from handwritten document as well, which can be handwritten or even printed, like typed. So there are different locations from where we can extract our informations, and we use this already in our demo, that how we actually use that form recognizers or document intelligence service. So document intelligence is the new name, and formally we used the name was form recognizer. So you saw that how we use that one. Now we have different type of models. There are different type of models. We have pre-built model, like we have invoice model. Invoice model actually does what? It extracts the informations from invoice. It can use different formats, and then it actually help you to get the structured data. Invoice model can extract data So if we talk about invoice model, then it can extract different type of informations. For example, it can extract your invoice ID. It can extract the informations about your vendor details, or your billing informations, your price details, your tax, your customer informations. All these informations can be extracted using pre-built invoice model. So if you want to extract all the informations about your invoice, you can use this pre-built model, which is available on Azure, or which is part of Azure Document Intelligence service. Now we have the another one, which is receipt model. So receipt. So suppose that you like when we purchase something, or if you go to any restaurant or any hotel, you get some kind of receipt. So by using receipt model, you can get the informations about different or get the informations about your receipts, like your retail, your you can get the informations about your any other informations like the company, the stations, anything which is mentioned in your receipt. You can get the informations from your informations about your country, like from which country you get this receipt. So if you need to know the date, the transactions amount, or you want to get the information about the merchant, or you want to know the informations about the tax, or how much you have paid. If you want to get these informations, you can use the receipt model. And if we talk about the ID, so ID, you get driving license. Driving license is what? Your ID. Passport is what? Your ID. Student card is what? ID. So this these documents include your PAN card is ID. Your Aadhaar card is ID. So with the help of pre-built ID model, you can extract the informations which are available or which are entered in your Aadhaar or your PAN card. So all these informations, or even in passport. So you can get your address, the expiry date, the issuing date, the country, your name, your father name, your home address. All these things you can extract. So these are unstructured, but you can get those informations into your structured data. You have business card. In business card, you know, generally you mention your name, your designations, your company, your address, phone number, email address. So with the help of business card model, we can extract these informations into our structured data. You have custom model. So if you want to customize your model as per your requirement, you can do that one also. So you create your custom model. You upload. You need to upload your informations. So these are the different model available as part of our Azure Data Intelligence service. Thank you, Nuria.
Great. Thank you, Ashok. With that, students, I know Ashok has ended his demonstration, but if there are any questions any of you have, you can raise your hand and we'll ask you to come off on mute and ask your questions directly to Ashok, or you can post your questions in the chat and we will get to the questions as well. So students, now is your question and answers time to directly ask Ashok. Use this valuable time because it'll really help you in being able to use an AI service in your FRT projects as well. So go ahead. If there are any questions, please raise your hands or post it in the chat. Okay, Ashok, I think you've just delivered a spellbinding session because no student seems to have any question for you. Um, so students, if you do have any questions, even afterwards, I think we have one question from Jaswant Kumar. Jaswant, if you want to come off on mute and ask your questions directly, please go ahead and do so. Jaswant, are you with us or have you logged off?
I think he's trying to ask about can I know about the project? Maybe
Okay,
that's why he has
so
raised his hand.
okay. So, Jaswant, if it's not related to the AI session that Ashok has done, in regards to any process-related questions for the FRT program, as I mentioned, we are conducting an office hour session tomorrow from 5 to 6 p.m., and you all would have gotten the information for that as well. We'll be doing a platform walkthrough as well as a question answer session. So if you have questions around the Future Ready Talent Program and the process, etc., tomorrow would be the session for that. But if there are any questions in the audience that are specific to Ashok's presentation or about how to utilize an AI service in your FRT projects, please go ahead and ask your questions. So I think, Ashok, we do have one question from Abhishek Sawant, who's asking if the data is read from PowerShell only, or are any terminals used as well?
As I told you that you can use Python, you can use C, you can use Java, you can use JavaScript. In the beginning, I have already told you. Yeah.
Abhishek, does that help answer your question?
No, ma'am. Actually, I had a doubt regarding not about the languages, just about terminal. So, are there command prompt or just usual terminal, PowerShell or Git Bash, anything like that?
You can use Python, as I told you, sir, Abhishek, like terminal PowerShell is uh, see, if you using Python, so which terminal you are using?
Actually, sir, in Python there is their own Python shell.
See. There are different languages which you can use. Okay, terminal is not a issue. Okay,
Okay. Okay, sir. Okay.
yeah, you can use .NET. .NET. Okay, like your Visual
Okay.
Studio. You can use Visual Studio. Okay, so from
Yeah,
there you can use
most of
also.
time actually I'll be using that only. So
Yes, you can use
yeah,
that
since
one
you are
also.
saying only about PowerShell, I had a doubt regarding that, sir.
No. You can use .NET also. No issue. Just you need to have your code and you need to get that key and the URL to link your project.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, sir.
yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you. So I believe Jaswant Kumar, do you want to go ahead and ask your question now? I know that you've posted on the chat asking about whether Microsoft Azure account is mandatory.
Yeah,
Um,
mandatory. Yes,
yeah,
mandatory.
I know.
Otherwise, how you will create your like there will be no subscriptions. Account is important.
Correct. Correct. So,
Account,
Jaswant, I hope that answers your question. But if there's any follow-up question, just one that you have on that, go ahead and like post it on the chat or come off on mute and ask Ashok directly. But as Ashok mentioned just now, getting a Microsoft Azure account is mandatory for you to be able to utilize any of the Azure services as well. So that is a prerequisite.
subscription is important.
Yes, correct. And also to that note as well, and Ashok was also mentioning, students, all of you receive $100 free Azure credits to build your FRT projects. So please make sure you're utilizing it judiciously and you don't keep any service running in the
Like
background
serious guys, if
because
you see
that
this
will
thing
cost.
I am showing,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have done my work. I have done my work. So I cannot keep my resources running to consume my money. So since I have done, okay, I just delete my resource. So it is not going to consume any cost. Simply. But guys, for you, make sure that if you are going with your project, okay, so you create your project and submit it, and time to time you also knock the door. Okay, send the reminder that okay, I have submitted my project, and please check. Okay, because if generally you get $100, so we have to look at those also. Be careful. Yeah, no, yeah. Over to you.
Correct. No, aligned with you, Ashok. And we just had a follow-up questions from Jaswant about whether a debit or credit card is required. And I've also posted the answer in the chat. So,
Uh-huh.
Jaswant, there's no credit or debit card required. You're entitled to free $100 Azure credits as part of your GitHub Student Developer Pack. So, you receive this GitHub Student Developer Pack through the Future Ready Talent program itself. And within that, you get access to Azure for Students, which includes the $100 free Azure credits. So as long as you're utilizing those free $100 credits, you don't actually have to utilize any credit or debit card for any payment is not involved in your project as well. So I hope that helps answer your question. Um, We have a question from Aditi. If you can implement these AI techniques in your project. So, Aditi, I'm not sure if you were there when the session started. So, just to reiterate for those of you who might have joined later on in the call, starting 20th of November, the FRT program is now including an AI service in all FRT projects as mandatory. So, this is why we are conducting these AI mentoring sessions to help you understand which AI service you can add to your projects and how to properly go ahead and implement them. So, Aditi, you do need to implement an AI service in your project for you to actually get the internship completion certificate as well. So, I hope that helps answer your question. Um, Dhruv, to your question that you have activated your student developer pack, within the student developer pack landing page on GitHub, one of the resources that you'll find if you scroll down the page, you'll find on the page is called the Azure for Students. You have to enroll within the Azure for Students. This is applicable for you as long as you're enrolled in any college or institution in India. You get access to this particular portal as well. And over there, they'll complete a student verification process and automatically grant you the $100 free Azure credits. So through that is how you will access the Azure portal to even develop your project and add all the services, like as what Ashok was demonstrating in today's call. So I hope that helps. If there are any other questions, students, we can wait a few more minutes. Otherwise, we can thank Ashok and give back time. The call will be recorded. Dimple, it has been recorded and it will be posted on our FRT YouTube channel after the session ends. So it will be accessible starting tomorrow onwards. So you can watch this session as well as all previously recorded sessions as well. Dhruv, to answer your question, if GitHub has the developer pack, it's called the GitHub Student Developer Pack. So all the resources are available in that itself. It's the same one item itself. There's no difference on that. Um, I'll answer the last question that we have. Abhiram, on the new promotional regarding the Microsoft T-shirt. So I'm not sure again if you were there at the beginning of the call. We did make an announcement for the first 1,000 students who submit their FRT project, which includes a valid AI service in their project, and it gets approved. Only those 1,000 students will be awarded the Microsoft T-shirt. So it is a first come, first serve basis, but we are looking for quality projects that are utilizing AI in the best way possible. So that is a requirement. So I hope that answers your question. Ashok, we'll take one last question from Madhavi Kant. If you'd like to
Yeah.
unmute yourself and ask your question, and then after that, students, we can wrap up for today. So Madhavi, over to you. Madhavi, if you're speaking, we can't hear you. If you're having any audio questions, you can always post it in the chat. So I think we might have lost Madhvi's audio. I'm not able to hear her. Yes, okay. So students, are there any more questions regarding um, any of the AI demonstration that Ashok has done today? If not, we'll just leave with the final announcements and we'll close the session as well. Okay, so I think there are no more questions, Ashok, for you. But students, just to wrap up, as I was mentioning, we are conducting an FRT open house office hour session tomorrow from 5 to 6 p.m. All of that information and communication has already gone out to you, and you'll also be receiving a reminder later tonight as well as tomorrow with a link to that session. In that 5 to 6 p.m. session, we're going to do a walkthrough of the FRT platform, including how to add your AI services into your FRT project and where to go ahead and find that in your project page. And after that, we will open it up to question answers. So I will be on the call as well as my colleagues Vaishnavi, Akhila, and Chaitanya. So everybody from the FRT support team, as well as the evaluator team, as well as the process team, all of them will be available for you to ask any questions. So that session is going to be happening tomorrow. The services that Ashok has been talking in all of his AI mentoring sessions, as well as the one today, all can be added as one of your AI services. So the reason why we're conducting these mentoring sessions is for you to learn a new AI service and whether it fits in with the project you are creating and how to implement it in your project as well. So this is one of the services that you can think about utilizing as well. Um, to wrap up, finally, just one your question on the GitHub Student Developer Pack. If you go to the FRT project page, there is a link over there where you can click on it and again get the email with the link to the GitHub Student Developer Pack. Just note for all students on the call, if you have already activated your GitHub Student Developer Pack, you cannot reactivate it. So it's a one-time activation. So make sure you remember that you've activated it and remember all of your credentials along with it as well. With that, I'd like to thank you, Ashok, for your time today. We all look forward, of course, learning more about AI in our next session next Wednesday. And for students, hope to see you in next week's session as well as tomorrow's session as well. We wish you all the best in your AI service journey as well. So thank you again, Ashok. And
Thank you,
thank you,
Nuria,
students,
and
for
thank you,
joining.
everyone. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone. Thank you, Nuria.
Thank you. Take
Hope to
care.
see you
Thank
soon.
you.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.